In the mists of ancient Ireland, gods walked among mortals, but they rarely appeared as themselves. Instead, they wielded a power so terrifying that entire civilizations built their deepest fears around it: shape-shifting. This wasn't just changing appearance. It was the ability to fundamentally alter reality itself, to become storm, animal, or death incarnate. The most feared of all shapeshifters was the Morrigan, a triple goddess of war, fate, and death. She could appear as a beautiful maiden one moment, a terrifying hag the next, or most commonly as a carrion crow surveying battlefields. When warriors saw her circling overhead, they knew their fate was already sealed. But the Morrigan's transformations served a deeper purpose than mere intimidation. Each form represented a different aspect of her divine power: maiden for potential, mother for nurturing strength, and crone for the wisdom that comes only through endings. The crow form allowed her to move between worlds, carrying messages between the living and the dead. Legend tells of how she appeared to the hero Cú Chulainn first as a young woman offering him love and alliance. When he rejected her advances, she shifted into a series of increasingly dangerous forms to test him in battle. First a wolf, then a serpent, finally a red cow leading a stampede. Each transformation was both literal and symbolic. The wolf represented his wild, untamed nature, the serpent his cunning and hidden knowledge, the cow his connection to the land and fertility. But shapeshifting wasn't limited to gods and goddesses. Celtic mythology is filled with beings caught between forms. Selkies, who could shed their seal skins to become human, only to be trapped on land when their skins were hidden. These stories reflected deep anxieties about identity and belonging. What happens when you can no longer return to your true self? The Swan Maiden myths told similar tales of transformation and loss. Beautiful women who could become swans, flying free until a mortal man stole their feathered cloaks. Without their cloaks, they were bound to human form and human husbands, forever yearning for the sky they could no longer reach. These transformation myths served as warnings about the dangers of suppressing true nature. The children of Lear were perhaps the most tragic shapeshifters of all. Transformed into swans by their jealous stepmother, they retained their human voices and memories while trapped in swan bodies for 900 years. Their beautiful singing could heal any sorrow, except their own. The power of shapeshifting in Celtic mythology wasn't random. It reflected a worldview where boundaries between categories were fluid: human and animal, mortal and divine, life and death. All could transform into one another. Druids, the Celtic priest class, were said to shape-shift regularly, becoming deer to commune with nature spirits or ravens to travel vast distances in moments. This wasn't seen as supernatural trickery, but as a fundamental skill for understanding the interconnectedness of all life. The salmon of knowledge could transform understanding itself, granting wisdom to whoever consumed it. When the young Finn accidentally tasted the salmon while cooking it for his master, he gained the ability to access otherworldly knowledge simply by biting his thumb. Shapeshifting also represented the Celtic understanding of time as cyclical rather than linear. Death was simply another transformation. Not an ending, but a change of form. The cedar, or fairy folk, embodied this fluid reality most clearly. They could appear as anything: beautiful nobles in golden halls, helpful household spirits, or terrifying harbingers leading the wild hunt. Their true forms remained unknowable, existing in the spaces between human categories. Modern psychology has found deep wisdom in these ancient shape-shifting myths. They represent the human ability to adapt, change, and grow, but also warn of the dangers of losing our core identity in the process. The Celtic understanding of shapeshifting as both gift and curse offers profound insights into the human condition. We all wear different masks in different situations, becoming parent, child, professional, friend. The question these myths pose is eternal. In all our transformations, who are we really? The shapeshifters of Celtic mythology remind us that change is not only inevitable, it's the very essence of being alive. But they also warn us to remember who we are beneath all the forms we wear. In a world of constant change, perhaps that's the most powerful magic of all.